Alone in my room, I found myself once more haunted by Gaku's last moments. I... I'm sorry. Same thought kept swirling inside my mind, even though there was no point to it. It was like I was punishing myself for asking for forgiveness all at once. Before I knew it, it was dark outside. Despite not eating anything since morning, I didn't feel hungry at all. Still, staying here in my room and wallowing in guilt won't do me any good. Guess I'll go eat some fresh air. I leaned against the roof rail and took in a cool breeze. Felt my weary heart becoming a little lighter. I'm Takumi Samino, leader of the Special Defense Unit. Can't be wallowing in the past.
Takumi.
Nigo.
What brings you here?
Just wanted to get some fresh air. How about you?
I came to see you. I wanted to talk to you about something.
About what?
Well...
Nigo looked around as if he was making sure the coast was clear before continuing.
First of all, I'm not Nigo.
What did hitting his head do?
I'm completely different AI, just borrowing Nigo's body.
What? Are you okay? Blow to the head earlier might have been even worse than I thought.
Please, I'm begging. I'm being serious.
Okay, I'm listening. Whether he does sound mine or not, I should at least hear him out. You say you're not Nigo, you're some different AI. Please explain to me in a way that I can understand.
Thank you, I'll do my best. But clearly, I represent the anti-Exodus faction.
What?
You and your friends don't need to fight anymore. Our objective is to send you all to an artificial satellite as soon as possible.
I don't want anybody overhearing this. We should go somewhere more private. I managed to convince the pseudo-Nigo to come and continue our conversation in my room.
First of all, you may call me Gato. It'll get confusing if you call me if you keep calling me Nigo.
Goto.
It's an acronym for the foundational principle programmed into my AI that I've long since forgotten. God of something. We can skip that part. The important thing is that I'm an AI created by the anti-Exodus faction.
Can I assume that the anti-Exodus faction is what the name implies?
Yes, you can. The anti-Exodus faction stands against the Exodus project. We hold opposite ideals to Siri and Nigo. The people on the artificial satellite aren't all unified. Some support the Exodus project while others oppose it. They say we don't need to prolong our lives or find prosperity, and that we should instead accept our fate and perish.
Perish? Is humanity in danger if they continue to live on the satellite?
Yes, just as planets have lifespans, so does the artificial satellite. The Exodus project came about because some feared the satellite could not support humanity for much longer. Some estimate it will only last another 200 years.
200 years? We'll all be long dead, so why do I care?
Whether that's a long time or not is all a matter of perspective. The faction I represent thinks that we should simply accept our fate. The surviving is not a future worth sending such young ones to fight for.
What he's saying makes sense so far.
I was hidden inside Nigo in order to realize the anti-Exodus faction's goals. My My mission was to take over Nigo's body when the time was right and try to persuade you all.
When the time was right. What makes now the best time to do it?
I'm ashamed to admit that I was supposed to take over his body much earlier. However, Nigo's internal security system was much stronger than anticipated. At one point, though, I thought I'd never be able to take over. It seems I wasn't successful in the previous 100-day iteration. But there was a moment yesterday where Nigo's CPU experienced a large amount of stress.
Oh. Must have been when Takamaru whacked him.
I seized the opportunity and took over his body.
I see.
So please, there's no need to support this barbaric Exodus project. Stop fighting the invaders and come back to the artificial satellite with me.
That's easier said than done. Well, I heard him out at least. There's still a possibility that this is just Nigo bugging out from hitting his head. How are we supposed to get back to the artificial satellite anyway?
We have an escape pod ready at Second Last Defense Academy. It was put there in secret, just like it was hidden away inside Nigo. If you use that, you won't even have to wait over 100 days to lead to the satellite.
I guess this is all in the realm of possibility.
Right? So why not just escape and say goodbye to all of this fighting? That's an easy decision, isn't it?
Can't do that, because I have a reason to fight. This time, I'm going to protect her to the end. That's what I'd promised myself. Wait, hold on a minute. If I can go back to the artificial satellite with Nozomi, I don't really have a reason to fight. That's not the issue here. If by fighting we can ensure the success of the Exodus project, there's a chance we can fulfill humanity's wishes, and I want to see it through.
How admirable. But you don't need to support that pro faction. You've just been brainwashed by them and forced to fight. You're not fighting of your own volition.
What? Brainwashed? Hold on. What are you talking about?
Well, here's an example. Gakumaruko, who died yesterday, came from a group home, an orphanage, if you will. He had complicated feelings about his upbringing, but he loved his foster siblings. He fought so he could see them again.
So what?
What if I told you that his memories of his family were tampered with through brainwashing to be better than they were? What if the family he was actually just a bunch of low-life scumbags? And he was only brainwashed into thinking that he wanted to see them again.
What?
The Pro faction successfully conducted research on memory manipulation at Kamakura General Hospital. That technology they created was installed in this school. I think you have an idea of what I'm talking about here.
Special treatment I conducted on her is known as dual metacognitive reconstructive therapy. By tinkering with her brainwave frequencies, I can control her memory, thoughts, and emotions. Memories and thoughts. That's... You brainwashed her then? Brainwashed? If you want to put it in terms so simplistic a monkey could understand, then yes.
Hey.
Any memories related to being an invader have been erased and replaced with profound hatred for the entire species. Even I'm surprised just how empty shell this last left her, though. But I gotta kill the carried away.
You removed that many memories, of course it's going to mess her up.
There's no guarantee that we didn't receive the same treatment as her. Does that mean everything that Godot told me has been the truth? Wait, this is weird. For some reason my thoughts are getting fuzzy. Shouldn't think about this anymore. Should never doubt Sire.
Oh! Takumi, are you okay?
My brain is feeling a little fuzzy.
You poor thing. It's the brainwashing. In addition to implanting a reason for you to fight, you've been brainwashed into fully submitting to Siri's control.
What are you talking about? You would never do something as barbaric as brainwashing us.
That's precisely what he'd do. Although I suppose there's no point in trying to convince you in your current state. But I have this for you.
Udo took out a red pill.
This pill can neutralize the effects of the latest brainwashing you underwent. If you have any suspicion that you're not your true self at this moment, take this. This could be the only way for you to regain your free will and defy the powers that be.
Zuri brainwashed me. There's no way that's possible, but I might be able to prove it by taking a pill. My feelings towards Zuri don't change after taking a pill. That would prove I was never brainwashed. Woo! Yeah, I feel like going down the more lore-intensive route. This feels like the more lore-intensive, because by removing the previous brainwashing, that should allow us to remember the conversation with Ava before Sire knocked us out. Let's do it.
Take it.
It's your future. I'll take the pill. I took the pill from Godot and put it in my mouth.
So?
Well, I think my stomach feels a little warm, but that's it.
That's not what I mean. Has your head stopped feeling fuzzy now?
Oh, it has. I actually feel a little sharper than before.
You see, you are brainwashed by Siri to further the pro-Exodus faction's cause. Brainwashed, deceived, and manipulated to fight. How do you feel about that statement?
Sounds pretty accurate to me.
Good.
Well, I was glad I had been undone. I suddenly got scared. Because this meant I really had been brainwashed. I really had been tricked into fighting, just like Godot said.
Oh, but don't get the wrong idea. This doesn't mean your brainwashing has been completely reversed.
What do you mean?
I told you that that pill just lessens the effects of your latest brainwashing. You received brainwashing prior to this. That pill only did the brainwashing that forced you to be loyal to Siri. Your original brainwashing is probably still in effect.
You mean the one that created a reason for me to fight?
Yes, the same one that I explained was given to Gaku. Like making you feel that the family that you hated was actually important to you, for example. The reason all of you were given to fight were twisted by your brainwashing. And you're still under that influence. The reasons you believe you have to fight are all put inside your head by that pro-faction.
Just like Gaku. The reason I fight. Is it possible? She's not actually important to me after all. Just made to believe that she is. And that I want to fight for her. Oh. But is she, DK? This has just shattered my belief of what really is going on from the beginning. Like, my beliefs have all been shattered. Because this opens door to everything we know being a lie. Everything we know could be a lie now. Because, like, keep in mind, we have the Nozomi situation. We don't really know what's going on. Nozomi could be the real one. That could be, like fully the real. And, like she never actually had feelings for us. And then, like, it made us think that we did, and then it created this conflict with her. Like, he needs to fight and find the truth. Like, it gives him more motivation, because, like, he wants to, like, finish this war and find out, like, what's going on with Sakaru and Nozomi situation.
I can give you more details about your brainwashing if you want. You were all brainwashed as soon as you were brought here using the device in the infirmary. The students from the second campus received theirs when they arrived there. That campus has its own separate brainwashing device. So it's not as if I directly witnessed all of you getting brainwashed here on the first campus. But I have already checked the logs on the devices in your infirmary. Would you like to hear the details about your brainwashing they gave you?
Say yes, Takumi. Say yes, I need this lore. Single pass. No, Takumi, no! No, we want to know! What happened? What if he says is true? And the reason I fight... if he tells me what I think he's going to tell me, there's a chance I'll shut down completely. I won't be able to fight or run, or even stand anymore.
I suppose avoiding the truth is a valid option as well. But your fear suggests that you believe what I'm telling you. Does that mean you'll join me and support the anti-Exodus faction's cause?
What should I do? Should I work with Godot and the anti-faction? Are you kidding me? Stop this. This is madness. I feel like I'm about to get hit with a story block if I hit yes. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I'm in. I'm believing you when you say we've also been brainwashed into fighting by Sire.
Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you.
What can I do to help? It's going back to the artificial satellite and the escape pod at the second campus like you asked. Is there anything else I can do?
Yes, there is. That's why I approached you first. What I want you to do is persuade everyone else.
Huh? Persuade them?
Yes, I want you to tell the others the truth, just like I did with you. That you've all been brainwashed to fight. That you don't need to fight anymore. That you should all escape together instead.
Alright, I don't mind doing that, but why me? Why don't you just talk to them by yourself like you did with me? It'll probably be more believable coming from you anyway.
No, that would be too risky. I can't keep sneaking around Siri's back. If I do, he might notice something's wrong with Snigo and figure out my secret. But there's also something else I need to do in the meantime.
What's that?
You remember I told you there's an escape pod at the other academy? It will need some fixing up before it's usable. So if you can work on getting the others on board while I'm working on that, we wouldn't lose any time. An efficient little solution, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Thank you. Anyway, here's something to help you persuade them.
Godot handed me some red pills. And with them, a stack of red envelopes. Are these the same as the pill I just took?
Yes, give them to anyone you think you could have received the same more recent brainwashing as you did.
What about these envelopes?
You're open-minded, so you believe me. But that won't necessarily be the case with everyone else. If anyone is skeptical, you hand them this envelope instead. Each one of them contains background intel about the Special Defense Unit, along with hints about the brainwashing-induced reasons to fight.
Just hints? Why not the full details?
You really asked me when you were so scared to ask me for details about your case?
Hey! Good point. Okay, point taken. Anything too specific could be overwhelming. I suppose there's kindness in holding back.
Just so you know, there are 12 envelopes. One for each survivor, excluding Ava.
Can we give the pill to Ava? And would she remember her memories from before she was brainwashed?
I put yours in there too if you ever want to learn the full truth about your brainwashing.
Thanks, but I doubt I'll have it in me to open it before I get back to the satellite.
Anyway, we'll be launching the escape pod in 3 days. Please get everyone on board by then.
3 days? Jeez. Okay, but... What?
Good heavens. What was that for?
Did you just say 3 days?
I know it's rather sudden, but that's as long as I can stay in control of Nico's body. Past that, it's back to square one and you'll lose your chance to escape to the artificial satellite. The 3 days is all I can give you, but you can do it. I believe in you.
What if I can't persuade them all in 3 days?
You'll be headed back to the satellite with only the members you've successfully persuaded. And if you can't convince anyone, you'll be going alone. You wouldn't want that, would you?
No, I wouldn't.
I'm sure you already know, but Siri can't find out about this. Not about my existence, or about the fact that you're going around trying to persuade people to leave. He's the embodiment of the pro faction, if he catches us. Just imagine it, it gives me chills.
I need to persuade everyone in 3 days, without Siri finding out. That sounds impossible. There's no way I'm going back alone, and leaving everyone else behind. Sounds like I'm just gonna have to make it impossible possible. Sounds like it's gonna just have to make the impossible possible. The Exodus Project. The pro and anti-factions. Siri. Godot. The brainwashing our reasons for fighting. Our right to run away. There's a lot to think about. But I didn't have the time. Godot said yesterday that the escape pod from Second Last Fifth Academy will launch in 3 days. That's the day after tomorrow. There's no time to change paths or look for other options. I have to stay on the one I decided was right for me. But who do I start with? It can't just be anyone. There's a definite possibility that this decision will make or break the whole plan. I need to choose carefully. Are we going into another decision here? The person most likely to hear me out is Hiriko. 100% Hiriko. Oh, yeah, I missed that, Sage. Yeah, it's definitely Hiriko. Maybe I should talk to Hiriko first. You're acting a little strange lately. You know that. Huh? Strange how? If you haven't noticed anything, then forget it. I'll take care of this myself. Hiriko had been concerned about me for a while. Come to think of it, perhaps you already realized that there was a chance I'd been brainwashed. And that's not all. You said your suspicions grew after what Siri said about brainwashing, right? You mean about me, right? You said something's been off about me. Tell me, please. What was that about? Why do you think something was off about me?
Oh, that.
Oh.
I'm sorry about that. I was imagining things.
Maybe Hiriko's under the same kind of brainwashing as me. Some kind of secondary brainwashing. That would explain why she suddenly took back what she said about me seeming strange and stopped suspecting Siri. In that case, I better hurry and get her to take the pill.
What is it you want to talk to me about so badly? You're creeping me out.
Please, just stay cool and hear me out. We don't have to fight anymore. We can just run away. If you're not joking, then I can safely assume that you've finally lost your mind. I'm not joking, and I'm not crazy. A crazy person wouldn't be aware that they've lost their mind anyway. Please, just hear me out. Look Hiroko directly in the eyes. She in turn glared directly back at me. Fine, let's hear it. I relayed everything Godot told me the day before. She noted that her head was in a daze, just like mine was, so I had her take the pill. Once she did, her mind seemed to become clearer. Seems I have no choice but to believe you. That said, she still appeared reluctant to accept all of it. The Anti-Exodus faction are brainwashing to give us a reason to fight. The secondary brainwashing to make us obedient to Sire, and the escape pod at the Second Last Defense Academy. One by one, Hiroko came to terms with all these sordid details. And lastly, here. No need to force yourself to read it. I'm giving you the option. Did you look at the clue about your brainwashing in the envelope? Nah. I got cold feet and I figured it wasn't really necessary. You pathetic coward. Is what I'd like to say, but I'm not looking at mine either, for roughly the same reason. With that, Hiroko tossed the envelope she'd just received onto her desk. We should start discussing what we're going to do from here. But would you give a moment alone first? Sure, but why? There's something I need to think about. It shouldn't take long. Go wait for me in your room. Okay. Perhaps Hiriko's asking for a moment to think so she could briefly let out her tears. Maybe she actually didn't want to see the envelope's contents without me there. Whichever the case it may be, I did as she asked and headed back to my room. Not even 10 minutes had passed before I heard my doorbell ring. It's open. Hey there, Samino. I just wanted to check how you're doing. What are you doing here? Oh, you know perfectly well. Why play dumb now? Fine, you're going to force me to say it. You were sold out? Sold out? Who would do that? No. Suppose it goes without saying. Hiroko. She must have been pretending to believe me and asked time to think so she could report to me to Sire. It would have to be too hard for her to pretend to swallow the red pill to trick me either. Dang it. I want a do-over. Really? Really now? Well then. Maybe I should go to Kurara first. She seemed pretty down when I spoke to her yesterday. It's not like her to show her true feelings like that.
Why am I the one who's still alive?
Kurara.
I should have been the one who died.
We don't need to fight anymore. I bet Kurara wants to hear those words more than anyone else right now. In her state, she's bound to accept all this craziness about the Anti-Exodus project and the brainwashing pretty much at face value. The twinge of guilt crept into my heart. My personal feelings were of no concern at that moment.
What do you need to talk about so badly that you'd come to my room uninvited? If it's some mundane drivel, I'll tear your skin right off your face.
Starting off on a strong note, I see. More important than that, though. To come right out and tell her. Kurara, we don't have to fight anymore. We can just run away.
Huh? Is this a joke? It's even more lame than I'd expect from you.
I'm serious.
And what's that supposed to make me believe you?
Please, just hear me out. Look Kurara directly in the eyes. She in turn glared directly back at me.
Tell me everything.
Is this gonna go the exact same way as Hiroko? And so, I did. I relayed everything Godot told me that day before. Kurara didn't exhibit any of the day's sensation that I felt. It appeared that her brainwashing was only to instill the reason for fighting. Once she finished listening to my explanation, she spoke in a low murmur.
It all sounds pretty far-fetched.
Yeah, I know, but I believe it. I want you to believe it too if you can. I want you to trust me so we can go back to the artificial satellite together.
But you must understand. As a proud daughter of the Otsutsuki clan, I could never run away, no matter the... No, it can't be.
Kurara's expression clouded over the mid-sentence, as if she just realized something. That apprehension seemed to stroke my own feelings of guilt, but I pressed ahead all the same. If your pride of the Otsutsuki is what is making you fight, then maybe that's part of the brainwashing they did to you. The real Otsutsukis might not be prominent family that Kurara believes them to be. Or maybe she wasn't even part of the Otsutsuki family at all. Her obligation to her family was the foundation of what motivated her to keep her fighting. Any of that was possible. Here, in case you need it. I was told it contains clues about your brainwashing.
A clue?
Yeah. They said a straight explanation would be too shocking.
Alright, I'll take a look. Hand it over.
Kurara snatched the envelope from my hand. You're gonna open it?
Of course, naturally. I'm scared, but it would be simply miserable living without the possibility of that which I hold most dear being fake. I can't have that haunting me forever. If what's in here can dispel the misery, that's a chance I'll have to take.
You're one tough girl.
Of course, I'm an Otsutsuki after all. I will be until I open this envelope anyway.
With that sharp remark, Kurara opened the envelope. Inside was a single sheet of paper, which she cast her eyes over intently. What's it say?
It's about my father. It says he died 5 years ago.
Oh. Huh?
Sure enough, I have no memory of this. I had no idea he was dead. In fact, I remember him being in a fine house right before I came to this school.
So your brainwashing made you forget that your father's passing.
Yes, if I'm to trust this note, that seems to be the case. But more than that, my father, Kurama Otsutsuki, was the head of the Otsutsuki clan. If he's dead, then the family is no more. I think we can say that my brainwashing was actually about the state of the Otsutsuki family itself. That's the one thing that's kept me fighting up to this point, that has been my pride was an Otsutsuki. And according to this note, all of that was a lie. My father's been dead for 5 years, and I forgot about the fall of the Otsutsuki family. No, I was made to forget.
In that envelope, was there anything else in there besides stuff about your father's passing?
Well, this piece of paper here is a copy of his death certificate. The cause of his death was cancer, plain and simple.
I see.
This is a bit too disheartening, isn't it? I imagined a clue would be a little less hard-hitting than something like this. Those anti-Exodus simpletons are painfully straightforward. Their lack of consideration is rather off-putting.
I agree.
Naturally, this doesn't mean I accept this sheet as the absolute truth. This Godot you told me about could be making it all up. He could be deceiving you, and in turn deceiving me as well.
Yeah, that's a possibility too. There's no proof as to whether this brainwashing stuff is true or not. It's really just a matter of choosing who to trust.
I suppose so. Yes, I understand. That's why. That's why I'm choosing to trust you, Takumi.
You are?
I don't like it, but it seems like there's some credibility to what you've told me. If there's a chance we can go home without fighting, I want to hold on to it. I just feel kind of regret holding me back. If I believe you, I may choose to stop fighting and run away. Then the others who died, what was the point in their sacrifice? Their deaths will have been in vain, won't they?
Oh my goodness, what is this? This route is toying with me so hard. I mean, I was fine handling all of this until all of this chaos happened. I feel like staying silent is going to give us an ending. So let's do it. Stay silent, Takumi. They weren't in vain. If I put that sentiment into words, I could have phrased it that way. It's only because of our friend's sacrifice that we could now escape. In that sense, their deaths definitely had meaning. Or something to that effect. But saying that would be insincere, dishonest. They didn't die so that we could be free. They fought to win and died fighting. In a war they were tricked into joining at that. Couldn't find any significance in their deaths. In that sense, their deaths were nothing but an unfortunate result of their being manipulated. There was such a more cold-hearted way of putting it, but it was closer to how it really felt about it.
Don't just stand there with that dopey look on your face. Say something.
Sorry.
Well, I'm glad that you didn't give me some half-baked positivity at least.
Oh, okay, so we are on the we are on the correct one. So saying no would have made her mad and she probably would have killed us. Or something would have gone downhill.
Oh well, we'll get back to that later.
What do you mean?
Part of me wanted to cling on to anything that would gloss over this whole situation. If you'd said something carelessly optimistic, I would have been way too tempting to get on board with it. Well, your silence is now let me know it's okay to feel this despair. I'm glad.
I see.
Can you give me 30 minutes to myself?
Huh? Sure, but why?
Take a wild guess. I don't want you to see me cry.
Let me have 30 minutes, huh? That sounds really similar to what Hiroko said. I'm going to think about
how my father is probably dead, and the Osasuki clan with him. And I'll also think about our friends' meaningless deaths while I'm at it.
Right.
When I'm done crying, I'll place my trust in you, and we can start thinking about what we can do from here on. I just need a little time.
I understand. Thanks. Waited for Kurara in my room. Her father's gone, and her friends died in vain. It's all so horrible that no one could want to believe it, but in spite of all that, she still chose to trust me. She really is one tough girl. Just as the 30 minutes were up, Kurara arrived at my room. Oh, okay.
Pardon the wait.
Are you okay?
Of course. Who do you take me for? Though, I guess I should probably drop the smug act from here on out. Now that my father's dead, the proud Otsutsuki name died with him.
I think you can keep it up if you want. Even if the Otsutsuki family is no more, you're still the same proud Kurara Otsutsuki as before. What?
Nothing. I was simply impressed you were able to offer a few half-decent words of encouragement. I braced myself for you to rub salt in the wound with some insincere insanity.
Don't talk as if I were some kind of psychopath.
Anyway, let's think about what we're going to do from here. The escape pod takes off in 2 days, yes? We need to persuade the others to join us without Siri catching on before then. The more I think about it, the more this seems like a game that's impossible to win.
Yeah, I hear that. Just one time and keeping things out of Siri's notice is a tall order too.
If we fail to persuade them, even one of them, they'll probably go right to Siri and tell them what we're up to. Should we just give up?
Say what?
I'm kidding. Well, half kidding. There's a notable discrepancy between our goals and the obstacles in our way. Even without Siri keeping an eye on us, 2 days would be a tight window to convince everyone. To start with, we'll need to do something about Siri.
What kind of something?
Who knows? The only thing that comes to mind is smashing him to pieces.
Yeah, we do kind of have to get rid of him.
Huh?
Smash him to pieces. It's not an option, right?
I suppose so. Yes, that might work. At first I thought it would be too dangerous not to mention against the rules, but desperate times call for desperate measures. And Siri's rules are a bunch of hogwash anyway.
We destroy him before we persuade the others. We don't need to worry about anybody blowing our cover if we fail to convince them. We can even bring anyone we don't convince to the artificial satellite by force if we have to.
It's more than satisfactory. So what do? The clock's ticking. We need to act fast. I'm more than fine with taking him out, but I'll leave the final choice to you.
Well, in that case... Stop. There's so many choices happening here. He's done so. We're taking him out. Alright, let's destroy Siri. I don't think we have any other choice.
Fine by me. It's just the kind of shape-up this place could use. But destroying him won't be a simple matter. We should take a page out of that lunatic Ato's book. If I recall correctly, he actually managed to do it in your last timeline, didn't he? He asked us we could stay alone while the rest of us were sleeping under the guise of learning how to use humo anima. And once he did transform, he immediately used his class weapon to destroy Sire.
Yeah, and he pulled it off into my previous 100 days. Siri did blow up Ado when he made his move, but the Revive-O-Matic brought him right back to life. He showed up afterwards, feigning ignorance about the whole incident.
Of course, we'll need to come up with some sort of setup. We'll only get one shot at this.
Problem is, what should that setup be? Siri is going to be much more cautious of us calling him out on the back when Ado did.
Huh?
Who is it?
It's me, Nigo. There's something I'd like to talk to you about. May I come in?
He said Nigo. We should assume it's really Godot. You can't have come back somehow, can he? What color is the envelope?
Oh, what's this now? Some matter of password? Well, some unsung lyrics, perhaps?
Chill ran down my spine. For whatever reason, Nigo's original personality seemed to have reasserted itself.
Sorry. Just my little joke.
Huh?
The envelope is red, and so is the pill.
Hey!
So not funny.
Well then, pardon the intrusion. Oh, Carrara, does this mean?
Yeah, I went her over to our side. We're just planning on how to persuade the others to get on board as well.
So you're Godot. This is your fault that my brain is at its boiling point right now. Oh, sorry. I know all too well I'm asking the impossible.
Let's put that aside. You had something you wanted to talk about.
Actually, I only mentioned that as an excuse to come visit you as Nigo. It's entirely possible that someone could have seen me coming here after all. What I really wanted to come and check on was your efforts were going. I assume Kurara is the only one you've managed to persuade so far.
Yeah, so far at least. What are you doing here? You said you'd be at Second Lost Defense Academy running maintenance on the escape pod. That should be plenty to keep you busy. Can't you leave the persuading to me? Or is the maintenance finished already?
Oh, I must not have told you. The escape pod maintenance is all performed remotely. So I'll be here at the school the whole time until the time to departure. By the way, I'm doing the maintenance at this very moment. I'll most certainly have to work up until the last minute to get it done.
Huh. Okay.
Back to the subject of persuading everyone. Do you think you can do it in a day or two?
No. At least not if we do everything above board.
Above board?
Yeah, so we figured destroying Siri might make the job more feasible.
You'll destroy him.
Convincing everyone without him noticing will be difficult. No, frankly, it'd be straight up impossible. That being the case, we thought it might be best to take Siri out of the equation first.
I see, so that's your move. It's such a clever strategy. I'm not sure why I didn't think of it before. Oh hey, I just thought of something brilliant.
Huh?
Something brilliant. To destroy Siri, we'll need to call him someplace that's deserted at the time. And you're the perfect lump of metal for the job. You can do that for us, Godot. If you tell him after there's an emergency sometime, after the lights out, and ask him to come with you, we'll be able to trap him without any fear of raising suspicion.
That's not a bad idea. Korra's plan certainly sounded like the most natural approach. Will you do it?
Of course. It should really be me taking care of everything, so I'll do whatever I can to help. I swear by the name of the anti-Exodus faction, I'll make this operation a success.
That night, I felt strangely conflicted. I was extremely anxious about our plan, yet it didn't feel real. We're actually going to destroy Siri. We figured out the plan step by step. Godot pretended to be Nigo and would soon lead Siri here. He'd tell him that something crazy had happened in the cafeteria and to come quickly. When he got here, I would be waiting for him. I'd be in my class armor ready to attack. Kurara would be on standby in an empty classroom nearby, ready to deal with any unforeseen developments. Godot would give me a signal to attack. Being the closest to Siri, it would be easiest for him to gauge when he let his guard down. Seemed like the perfect plan. Other than the fact that I didn't really want to destroy Siri, I have to set those feelings aside. The door opened. What the heck is going on in here? You said there was some emergency in the cafeteria.
Oh, yes, sir. We have to deal with this very minute. Of course. Or it will be completely out of hand.
Really? Because I don't see anything here to deal with. Are you sure you didn't just hear some bugs scattering around or some equally pointless? Suddenly, Godot looked my way. His eyes met mine from the hiding place in the shadows. Now, go. And on Godot's mark. Oh.
Why is it doing this to us again?
Destroy him.
Get it over with.
Get him out. I'm sorry. What the? I wondered if it was like this for Ado as well. It was incredibly easy cutting Siri in half, but in the next instant, mechanical sound rang out from my chest. I blacked out on the spot alongside a fit of intense pain.
Come on, just how long are you going to sleep? Get up already.
I woke up to Kurara's voice and slowly realized that I was back in my room. Did it work?
It sure did. You did splendidly. You split Siri clean in two. Then he activated a bomb in your chest and you blew up into bits. The drone carried the pieces of you to the infirmary, and once you were reassembled, I brought you back here. You spent the night out cold, and now here we are. I've already cleaned up the mess that your blood and Siri remains left behind, of course.
Thanks. I appreciate it.
But the next step is going to be crucial. Do you remember our plan for today?
Yeah. We're going to meet up with the rest of the team in the cafeteria and try to persuade them to join. Now that Siri was out of the picture, there wasn't any need to sneak around and talk to them one by one.
I already told the others to meet us in the cafeteria at noon. It's almost that time now. We should get going.
I just had to hope it would all work out. And yet, that hope was friendly, cold, and detached one. When Kurara and I arrived at the cafeteria, everyone except Siri, Godot, and Ado were there. What the heck, you two? You got some balls calling us here and showing up last. Sorry.
Never mind that. Just hurry up and tell us what you wanted to talk about. Judging from that timid expression of yours, Mr. Samino, it's something serious. Not to mention that it's so rare for you to be the one to reach out to us, Kurara. Right. I could understand if it was Takumi making the call. I simply took a little interest in how my slaves were doing, nothing more.
Who are you calling slaves?
Wait, where is Hiri and Nigo? You must have called them here too, right? Nigo is busy on another task, so he's been excused. As for Siri...
Kurara glanced my way. Took that as my signal to speak. Ziri's not coming. Or rather, he can. He can. Is he out on an excursion somewhere? I answered honestly. Last night, I tricked Ziri into meeting me and destroyed him. Just like Ado in my previous timeline. Say what? You destroyed him? I understand it must be hard to believe, but it's the truth.
If you'd like, I can show you his remains later. And you? Are you an accomplice to this Kurara? Wait, hold on. What do you mean you destroyed him? Takumi, Kurara, have you gone crazy? Are you like Ado now? You must have had some reason, right?
Well, I told everyone the events of the past 3 days, not holding anything back. Only Hiriko noted that her head was in a daze like mine had been. When I offered her one of the pills, she took it without hesitation. And lastly, here. Each member of the team had their own brainwashing Each member of their team had their own brainwashing concerning their reasons for fighting. I handed them all the envelopes with the clues about those reasons, all except Ava, of course. We already knew about her brainwashing after all. Everyone else reacted to the envelopes in different ways.
I don't think I'll look at mine. I'll pass as well.
I ain't looking either. Feels like I won't be me anymore if I do. Some chose not to look at their envelopes. Same as me.
No, it can't be true. We needed to read more, Kaku. But this can't be. It has to be a lie.
Are Kakonima's parents still alive?
That's right. No how awful existence of mine is guaranteed to be. This can't be a part of it.
Leo's dead. Okay. Some opened their envelopes and were shocked at the contents.
I don't know what to make of this.
So, your garage no longer exists.
So shocking. It actually makes me feel less queasy.
To think there'd come a day when my soul would be denied like this. You're not actually a pro wrestler? This isn't work shoot, is it? There were those who opened the envelopes, but were at a loss for how unreal it seemed. Each had their own reactions. They were all equally confused. You all have different thoughts on this. Some of you might not even accept it. But I'm asking you to trust me. I want you to believe what I'm telling you, so we can all escape together. The tense silence held like a sheet of thin ice.
Sorry, but...
Nozomi began softly treading upon the thin ice, and forming the first cracks.
I'm still only half convinced. It sounds so impossible that my reason for fighting was implanted in my mind. I still think it's worth believing in. The only way things can make sense is if I trust what I know is real. Even so, even if my reason for fighting is a lie, I know if that means I should give up. If we give up now, would everything we've done become totally meaningless? The fear, the bravery, the battles, how we've learned to care for one another. The sadness at losing our friends. Nozomi. I don't want it all to be in vain. I can't bear to think it was no point to our time here.
It was the same when I persuaded Kurara. Not wanting our fighting to be pointless. Not wanting to think it all we suffered through the beginning been for nothing. I understood Nozomi's feelings painfully well. But because I understood, I knew exactly what to say. Everything we did.
Can we stop with this?
We're going to silent treatment again. I knew that I should tell everyone that it had been pointless, but I couldn't say anything. Because I understood how they felt after fighting all this time. On top of that, I didn't want to believe that it was all pointless either.
You're staying quiet because you feel the same way, right, Takumi? You don't really want to accept that your reason for fighting is a lie and give up, do you?
That's not...
No. I know that's it. Otherwise, your face wouldn't look so pained this whole time. You didn't want to expose us to such painful truths, but it's something you had to tell us all the same. That's why I'm hurting so much. That's why it's hurting you so much, isn't it?
It's not like... I caught the lie before I could finish. A lie about it not hurting. About doing what I did or didn't want to do. Because if I was being honest, I didn't want to give up the fight, even now.
Whether or not all these days up until now meant anything is something we have to decide for ourselves. I think if we want it to mean something, we should keep fighting.
It was only when Nozomi spelled it out like that I first realized the truth. Those were the words I had wanted to say all along. We should keep fighting. We don't have to run away. I felt like a light was finally shining on the path I should walk. I didn't want to give up.
Oh dear.
Uh-oh.
I tried so hard to tell you not to fight. Why wouldn't you listen? How unfortunate. I didn't want to be the one doing the killing, but...
Well then. Conspiracy route. Liar. Everything we did was absolutely pointless. That's right. It was all pointless.
But that's... Whether or not it meant anything is something we can only we can decide.
Well, in that case, I don't want it to mean anything.
My life, our lives, aren't lived for the sake of giving meaning to the past. It may be sad, and even unbearable at times, but we should abandon the past for the sake of our future.
When you put it that way.
Still, I won't force you. If any of you don't believe me or you still want to stay at the school and fight, that's fine too. Do whatever you feel is right. Went on to share the schedule that Godot had prepared beforehand with everyone. Anyone who wants to escape with me, meet at the parking lot at 7 a.m. tomorrow. We'll take the school bus to Second Last Defense Academy. Apparently there's an escape pod there.
I will simply do as I am ordered.
After a few seconds of silence, Ava, the only one among us with a different perspective, spoke and looked around. No one spoke up after her, but I could tell not a single one of them wasn't going to show up tomorrow. I didn't have any solid basis for that belief, but I felt it in my gut. The gloomy atmosphere of despair that dominated the cafeteria was all the proof I needed. I was the first to leave the cafeteria and escape to my room. No one spoke up to stop me, or wanted to hear more details. Somehow felt extremely exhausted. Despite the fact that I did practically nothing and only spoke words that I'd already planned to say. I collapsed onto my bed as if my battery were completely spent. Just as I was about to let my consciousness slip away. Who is it?
It's me, Godot. I'm coming in. I heard from Carrara that you're able to thoroughly convince everyone.
What?
Thank you, truly. I'm glad I could count on you.
How about on your side? Is the escape pod maintenance going to be finished in time? Cliche twists like the pod breaking down just as we're about to take off is something I can do without.
We needn't worry about that. Leave it all to me. Once you get there, literally all you have to do is push the button to launch. You simply have to ride out the rest of our time peacefully until tomorrow. And by the way, about Ava. I'll undo her brainwashing and leave her on the planet, if that's alright with you. Of course, I'll be sure to do it right. She won't become an issue down the line.
Yeah, that's not a problem. She was originally an enemy, and yet it wouldn't have felt right leaving her brainwashed like that. There may not have been any reason to bring her to this artificial satellite. That didn't mean we didn't need to kill her. It didn't mean we needed to kill her. Then this really brings it all to a finish line. I'm really relieved. I thought for sure you'd be up to something more. Bring up some more stuff we need to do.
Well, about that.
Oh no, I have a bad feeling about this.
I do have one more request to ask of you, but I promise this will be the last one.
Let's hear it.
When you get to the artificial satellite, I'll need to apologize to all of you. I'm sure you'll be very angry when you hear what I've done, but I hope you'll allow me to properly apologize all the same.
What do you need to apologize for?
First and foremost, I should apologize to you personally, Takumi. You see, everything in those red envelopes was a lie.
My question is, why is he telling us this now? Before we've even left. Still giving us an opportunity to stay around. What?
For example, the death certificate Carrara found in her envelope. Her father isn't really dead. Well, that is to say, he might be dead, but I don't actually know. I made the whole thing up.
Whoa, wait a second. Such a brainwashing logs on machines in the infirmary.
Yes, I did in fact see them. From what I could analyze, the most recent processes were to make the recipients more obedient to Sere. That was the nature of what was done to your team. Some of you, at least. And you were brainwashed. That much is certain. The red pill taking effect is proof of that. But everything else I told you before. Your reason for fighting being distorted by the brainwashing. That was all a fabrication. All lies. I created them based on the information I found in your profiles.
Why would you do that?
To give some credibility to what I said to you. To drive all of you into deep despair so you would want to stop fighting.
I didn't know whether what I was feeling was shock or outrage.
But on the other hand, everything else I told you was completely true. The memory experiment is being conducted at Kamakura General Hospital, in a school being filled with technology based on that research. That's all undeniable fact.
Oh.
Sorry for tricking you, but I really am. But I did it for your own good.
The guilt from lying to me must have really gotten to Godot. He went on, talking more than he ever had before. What choice did I have before me? Believe what Godot is saying and forgive him. Believe what Godot is saying, but don't forgive him. Don't believe what Godot is saying. Give in to anger and destroy Godot. Give up on escaping to the artificial satellite. Other than that... But what did those options matter at this point? It's fine. Already come this far. All I could do now was believe and forgive Godot. Doing that and returning to the artificial satellite was the only way my choices to this point would finally pay off. Takumi, you're wild, bro. I feel like something bad's about to happen. The bus is gone. Oh, or is everyone on the bus? So it just ends like that. Interesting. Seriously, rams to the slaughter. I feel like there was something cut from that ending. I feel like something was cut from that ending. This is not okay. Why? I committed to this plan, so I had to go through with it. Should have had my mind up made long ago. But I was frozen, unsure if I was really the right thing to do. Oh, what are you doing here, Samino? Dang.
Wait, you got the wrong idea. We were doing anything shady or underhanded. This is, a flash mob. Yes, that's it. Right, a flash mob. Surprise!
Fine, if that's all it is.
Phew. Saved.
You seriously think I'd buy that?
Why would you try to get the jump on your beloved commanding officer like this? I have no idea what's going on here. But it's all too clear you two are in too deep to turn back. In which case, I'll gladly throw myself body and soul into taking you on.
A sharp retort from Siri was the last thing I remember. From there, my memories completely and utterly faded clean away. Takumi went boom. That's what we can get from that. Takumi went boom. Faltering resolve. No, I think that's a little too savage.
Nothing can be too savage when it comes to someone who's willing to brainwash people.
I know. I don't want to give up on the possibility of a more peaceful approach. I just feel like destroying Syria and stop fighting would come to no good in the end.
You're going to start spouting that soft-hearted drivel now.
Sorry.
That said, it's true that ending things peacefully would be our best option. All right, we'll come up with another solution. Let's give it some more thought.
We can't think of anything. Nothing occurred to either of us.
We've got nothing.
Let me just give it more thought. I still don't want to commit to something as dangerous as destroying Sire.
You still haven't thought of anything, have you?
I told you, we're not destroying Sire.
Fine, do as you please.
So with parting words, Kurara left the room. Or so I thought. Looked to see Kurara still standing in shock. Still in the open doorway. What happened? I believe I should be the one asking you two that. Siri? Well, whatever the case may be, it doesn't change what I need to do. So how did he figure out? How did he figure that out? Out of ideas. They weren't in vain.
Huh? What do you mean? I mean, you're alive because Gaku died, aren't you? So because I'm alive, Gaku's death wasn't in vain. The only purpose for his life was to keep me alive. Is that what you're saying?
No, that's not what I meant.
Then what did you mean? What train of thought derailed you into thinking that you can tell me their deaths weren't anything more than senseless tragedies? If you're just saying whatever you think sounds right to fit the mood, I'll end you here and now.
I'm sorry. That wasn't very considerate of me. But even if my logic doesn't hold up, I still don't want to admit that their deaths were pointless. I don't want them to have died in vain.
I feel the same way. I don't want them to have died in vain. That's why I've decided to keep fighting. That's the only way I can truly honor their memories. All this talk about their sacrifice allowing us to sneak away to the artificial satellite. How about their spirits live on with us? No matter what, I refuse to talk myself into that kind of self-deprecate deception. I'll fight and I'll win. I'll get through these 100 days, then and only then, I'll be able to finally say their deaths weren't in vain. And when I die, I'll be able to look at them in the eyes and in the afterlife.
But...
No ifs, ands, or buts about it!
You don't want their lives to have been wasted either, do you, Takumi? Then firm up your resolve and get your butt in gear. Stop spewing this hypocrisy if you really want their deaths to mean something. Running away from our responsibilities is the last thing we should be thinking of. Let's fight. Let's win this war. And let's hold on to what we can.
Huh?
You're right. I'd failed to persuade Kurara, yet somehow it seemed like this wasn't the wrong choice. Felt like we were on the right path after all. Thanks, Sire. Or Nigo.
Dear me, you do have a way with words, don't you? But if you're not able to translate them into positive action, they'll never be anything more.
Conspiracy route. Empty words. I can't help you.
What? Why not? Don't you believe me?
No. It makes sense, and normally I would believe you.
Then why?
I want to believe all this meant something. I want to believe Siri has been supporting us all this time, and that my reason for fighting hasn't been just one big mistake. Kudo gave a confident laugh and golf clap before speaking.
You pass.
Huh?
Huh?
The anti-Exodus faction. The brainwashing, it was all a complete lie. I told you about the opposite forces to test your loyalty to Mr. Sabino. You see, there's still a chance that there's a spy among the Special Defense Unit.
Seriously? That's all this was? I was less than amused at being tested like this. Well, I'm glad it was all a lie, at least. Really glad, in fact.
Are you really that gullible?
Boys are so slow on the uptake.
Just a test?
No, no red pill for us. I'll pass. For all you have to say about Siri, you're pretty sketchy yourself. There's no telling what the pill will actually do to me if I take it. They're pretty natural suspicions, don't you think?
Well, your argument is quite sound. It's extremely right-minded and super duper reasonable. But sound arguments won't change the world around you.
Huh?
Eh?
Don't think less of me for this. But if you don't have any intention of leaving the Pro faction, then I can't let you live. If you're going to blame anything, blame the Pro faction's cunning. And your own foolishness.
Okay. Yep. Fair point.